How are we doing? Highway Rivals family. Back today with just basically still a live reaction. I still can't believe what we saw last night in that Pacers-Knicks game. But we're back today recording another pod. These NBA playoffs are hot right now. We wanted to get a little short episode in just to kind of give our analysis on what we saw. Nate, how you feeling to be here today?
I'm feeling great. I kind of saw this from the get.
Yeah.
I've been saying this.
Been calling this.
So let's just get into it.
Well, if you didn't watch the game last night, you missed probably like a top 3 playoff game of our generation, more than likely.
Most likely. I mean, you talk about one of the worst ever
chokes
of all time. Probably the worst choke in a playoff game of all time.
Well, and it's crazy because you think about like some of the infamous chokes, like the Knicks versus Reggie Miller in the 90s, but also like this wasn't necessarily in the playoffs, but when Tracy McGrady scored 13 in like a minute. Mm-hmm. You think about things like that, but this was even crazier because the Knicks kept scoring. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the Knicks quit scoring the ball, but we'll get straight into it with the box score. Nate, if you can roll back to that box score that you were on real quick.
Let me roll up here. Where is that at? All right,
yeah. I mean,
the Knicks were up 17 with 6 minutes to go. They were up 14 with 2 minutes to go, and they were up 9 with 58 seconds to go. And then looking at the box score, like we were talking about.
I mean, so one thing that stands out, kind of completely unexpected, even though he's a solid NBA player, Aaron Nesmith, with those 6 threes in the fourth quarter, 3 in the final minute of the game, of regulation actually, sorry. It wasn't even like they were open either. I didn't like that the Knicks kept dropping under the screens. However, it's not like he was just like butt naked. You know what I mean? Like they were getting a hand up at least, and he was double clutching some of those threes. Some of them were like 32, 33 feet out. What did you think about Aaron Nesmith's performance last night?
I mean, he got hot, and the Knicks couldn't slow him down. He said it in his post-game interview. It was like shooting into the ocean out there.
You could tell.
You
could tell.
He was on something else. I mean, in the Garden, big game 1. Pacers are deep. I've been saying it.
You have. Nate's been calling this for you guys that haven't been keeping up. Maybe you'll be watching this video. Nate's been calling this basically since the first round. I did not believe in the Pacers. They're terrifying now. If I'm OKC and I feel like I'm about to 4-1 sweep the Timberwolves, I'm not looking forward to playing them. They seriously go 10 deep. I mean, they had Ben Shepherd in the game over Miles Turner, and he made like 2 or 3 key assists at the end of regulation, both or 3 to Aaron Nesmith on those threes. Like when you're a team that can go 10 deep, that's super impressive, especially in the playoffs where it means the most and pressure is high, it's tense. Aaron Nesmith, dude, hell of a performance. That was one of the craziest things I ever saw. I was sitting over here playing MLB, and I just kept hearing Kevin Harlan, and Aaron Nesmith. I just kept hearing it. I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? But to get away from Aaron Nesmith, we obviously need to focus on Tyrese Halliburton. We keep saying it. What the hell? He's just on a burner. And before we get into that, I do want to give out a little nugget that I saw on TikTok today. All-time playoffs teams are 4 and 1,702. That's the record. 4 and 1,702 in games where playoff games where they're leading by or trailing by 6 or more points with a minute left to go. 3 of those wins are the 2025 Pacers. So that speaks to the resilience that they have in their brain. It speaks to Rick Carlisle's kind of method. You might be down, but you're not out. But Nate, kind of speak on, specifically the shot, which we'll have on the video from Halliburton last night. What did you think?
I mean, he did this. Me and you watched it live against the Cavs in that series. And again, he goes in, drives to the middle of the paint, doesn't see a shot, pulls it back out, shoots it, bounces to the top above the backboard, drops in. We thought at first initially it was a game winner, thought it was a game-winning 3. Ends up tying it, sends it to overtime, and they still get the win.
Kevin Durant was somewhere smiling.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Big ass feet. No, that shot is crazy though. Obviously reminds you of that Kawhi shot in the Game 7 against the Sixers. You don't see things like that happen a lot. I thought Kevin Harlan did a great job announcing the game, capturing that moment. We all thought it was a three, and he immediately resorts to the choke, which was sick. Like I wish it was a three in a way that would have made that a little bit better. Nevertheless, they won the game though, 138-135. Switching over to the Knicks' point of view, you scored 135 points and lost. And you choked it all away in the fourth quarter. They went on a 14-0 run with Jalen Brunson on the bench. So as a spectator, I had no inclination to think that the Pacers were even going to get back into this game. What is this? Are we in an emergency situation for New York right now, considering you just scored 135 points and lost in a comeback effort?
I wouldn't say it's an emergency, but it's just like you got to clean it up at the end of the game. You got to take care of the ball. There was multiple possessions where they had key turnovers, and that's just like Indiana speeding up the game. The Knicks got to play at their own pace, and another key player, I feel like OG Anunoby has got to step up.
He's got to hit those free throws.
Yeah, him and Cat at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Smith, key free throws. Like, maybe we'll throw those up here, but
yeah.
And then another thing too, like on the defensive end, like they were getting lit up.
Oh my gosh!
He couldn't stop anybody.
Like when you're on a roll, when the Pacers are on a roll like that, it's gonna be really hard to stop them as it is. But like that's kind of New York's mentality. They're the slowest team in the league pace-wise. They're really good in the half-court defense and offense. So it was surprising to see, after Halliburton hits the shot in overtime, it's all half-court defense, and they still can't stop them. You saw Andrew Nembhard step up in overtime, 2 big threes and a layup. Obi Toppin with a crazy putback. The Pacers are just so deep, like you said. I mean, they just have a bunch of guys who want to win, and it really is a testament to Rick Carlisle as a coach. It is. You walk away from him, you're just like, I feel proud of him for whatever reason. I'm not even a fan of him, but I feel proud of him.
Yeah, I just feel like they've really come together and come around, like Tyrese Halliburton and like all the overrated stuff. And,
yeah, that's crazy to think about now.
Yeah, every series they come in and they were like, nah, you ain't got to worry about the Pacers, but then Game 1, you're like, oh shit, the Pacers can do this. So.
Yeah, and we all kind of knew Milwaukee didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
I know I picked that series to go 6, but we knew that we were pretty confident with that. Obviously, Dame not playing with the blood clots.
Right.
I thought Cleveland was going to make easy work of them. They made easy work of Cleveland, and they're scary. The Pacers are 100% scary. If I'm the Thunder or the T-Wolves, I don't want to play them in the finals. I'd rather play the Knicks. I'd rather play the slower-paced team that doesn't go 10 deep.
Yep.
But shout out Tyrese Halliburton, dude. That was primetime TV. Moving away from that game, we've got Game 2 tomorrow night, which is
tonight.
Well, no, Game 2 of the Pacers-Knicks tomorrow night, which is Friday night. Tonight we have Game 2 of the Timberwolves Thunder series, which is. I was rolling Timberwolves to the finals. I thought this was Ant's year. You've kind of persuaded me the other way, though, kind of like I talked about in the last podcast. I'm rolling Thunder to, clean sweep at home for the first 2 games. How about you?
Yeah, I think the Thunder go up 2-0 here. I still think Minnesota get probably Game 3 back. Still feel like the series could go 6 games, but I still feel confident in the Thunder.
Yeah, it's just – the defense that they play, they're very suffocating. I don't think because you have to have Rudy Gobert on the floor for at least 25 minutes of the game, I don't think that's, good for the Timberwolves. Like, he can't stretch the floor, can't shoot a free throw, and he has terrible hands. So when, you've got, Hartenstein or Chet on him, who can pretty much face him up. I know Rudy Gobert's pretty big and, he's a stronger guy. But they can face him up, and then you got a pesky little 6'3" guy like Caruso swooping in, Casey Wallace swooping in for these steals, creating these turnovers. It's just a really bad matchup. Julius Randle has a knack for turning the ball over regardless of how good he's played. He did have a few bad turnovers last game. And Anthony Edwards has to step up. If I could tell him one thing, it's like, dude, you've been really underwhelming in a lot of these playoff games. The Warriors series, he had pretty much an 0 for game. It didn't matter because they didn't have Curry, but I was telling Jim at work this today. The problem for the Timberwolves right now, I actually think, is they haven't been battle tested at all. They played a pretty mid Lakers team, even with Luka and LeBron. Luka, obviously wasn't 100% and he's out of shape. And LeBron was, played that last game on a sprained MCL. And then you go and play the Warriors without Curry. So I guess what I'll ask you, Nate, is like, do the Timberwolves even have a fighting chance in hell of like getting away from this?
I would say they do have a fighting chance if Anthony Edwards can be the player that we know he can be.
Yeah.
But he has to do that consistently. And the other thing is you're the second best player on the court when Shea is on the court.
Exactly.
So I think that's the biggest difference. Shea is going to be consistent. He is going to show up for his team.
Exactly.
He's the MVP of this league, and that's key. And I think we're going to see game 2, game 3, like Anthony Edwards is going to step up if they want to get into the series. And right now, it's not looking like they're going to be able to get into it.
And I thought that TikTok you sent me today was very interesting. And that does make me want to, lay down a little bit to the foul baiting stuff, because it is true. It's not like he's the only guy who's ever been able to create contact and these fouls. Like I referred to last video, James Harden had a really large knack for it, like for about 4 years until about 2020. So, it's just going to be really hard for the Timberwolves to beat the Thunder. I'm probably going to roll Thunder in 6 like you. I mean, you've been hot these playoffs, so honestly, I want to roll with whatever you're saying anyways.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But as far as NBA, that's really going to wrap it up. I'm excited for this game tonight. It would make the playoffs really interesting if the Timberwolves could win this game. I think for TV purposes, for entertainment purposes, I'd rather see the Timberwolves win. I'd rather see the Timberwolves win the series because I don't really like this. This sounds like hating. I don't really like watching the Thunder play. Stylistically. Like, it's not my favorite TV.
Yeah, I understand.
Especially as much as like the Pacers Knicks. I mean, these two teams. It's crazy to watch the skill level for some of these guys, like some of these role players, Aaron Nesmith, like we said. So but that's pretty much going to wrap it up today for NBA. Just wanted to do a little recap after last night. We wanted to get some clips out there and whatnot. But we're going to get out here. We've got an NFL episode rolling tonight, so you guys will see that probably tomorrow. You'll see this tonight. But it's been fun, guys. We appreciate it. Love you guys.
Yep.
Peace.